This week, the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series makes the return to Fremont Speedway for the first time in nearly 20 years. Could anybody stop the recent dominance of champion Jason Meyers? Plus, 4 Wide has coverage of the UMP National Championships and Eldora Speedway, featuring the UMP DIRTcar Modifieds and Super Late Models. This and more next on 4 Wide Weekly. For the first time since 1993, the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series made their return to Fremont, Ohio and the Fremont Speedway on Saturday night. And at the drop of the green flag, it was Donnie Schatz and Greg Wilson in the W20 leading the field to green, with Schatz gaining the early race advantage. But it didn't take long for hotfoot Jason Meyers to claw his way to the front of the field, looking for his 5th consecutive win on the tour, and he makes one of the gutsiest moves you'll see in sprint car racing to the outside of Schatz, down the back straightaway to take the race lead. Meyers out in front, leading the way, hops the cushion in turn 2. That allows Kerry Madsen to slide underneath Schatz, then nearly take the lead from Meyers out of the second corner. Later on, Craig Delansky and Wilson make contact in corner number 1. Wilson comes to a stop. Delansky does a 360. Jason sides as well. Both keep going. And all the time of doing 4 wide here this summer, I don't think we've ever seen 2 cars do a 360 and keep going in the same incident. They saw it Saturday night at Fremont Speedway. After the restart, Tim Schaefer, the Steel City Outlaw, was the man on the move as he slides into the runner-up spot, getting by Kerry Madsen. He would then give Jason Meyers fits for a number of laps, trying to chase down that race lead and end the Outlaw leader's streak of consecutive wins. But just a couple laps later, Schaefer, trying to find his way through lap traffic, just barely loses the handle on the machine, tries to do a 360 himself and keep going. But as the dust settles, so does the 83X, stop to the inside of corner number 2, ending Schaefer's chances at victory. That would leave Jason Meyers at the front of the field, a sight that has become commonplace here in the last month on the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series Tour. 5 straight for Meyers in the GLR Investments car number 14 as he continues to look for that 2nd straight Outlaws Championship.
5th time in a row. Jason, does it ever get old?
No, it doesn't get old, that's for sure. Man, you run out of things to say, though, but you know, the biggest thing is we got to thank the same people that keep getting us here. DD&I, Media Tile, All-Star Performance, GLR, Brown and Miller, Sander, All-Pro, all these guys, you know. So many people that put this all together, you fans supporting what we do and coming out each and every night in the cold, in the rain, no matter what it is, you're here to watch. And just, you know, this place was a little narrow at the start tonight, and I was being a little pessimistic, but it really widened out, become a great racetrack, and really a fun place to race once it got a little slicker and widened out. So
Madsen held on for a second ahead of Brian Sabetto, Schatz, and Delansky. With the victory, Meyers now extends that point lead to 267 over Donnie Schatz. Steve Kinzer, Paul McMahon, and Craig Delansky are top 5 in the series championship. The Outlaws next in action this Saturday. It's Casey's Sage Fruit Showdown at the Talladega Short Track. We'll be back with more next right here on 4 Wide Weekly.
You wanted the best. They're coming for abreast. It's the World of Outlaws. Witness the King, Steve Kinzer, new champ Jason Meyers, the crowd pleaser Craig Delansky, red hot Donnie Schatz, and all of sprint car racing superstars. Don't miss your chance to experience the greatest show on dirt.
Casey Kane presents the Talladega Sage Fruit Showdown. One night only, Saturday, October 22nd. Plus Super Late Model racing both Friday and Saturday night. Get your event information online at worldofoutlaws.com and talladegashorttrack.com. Casey Kane presents the World of Outlaws Talladega Short Track. Welcome back to this week's edition of 4 Wide Weekly. Last Saturday night at Eldora Speedway in Rossburg, Ohio, it was the UMP National Championships, featuring the season-ending events for the UMP DIRTcar Modifieds and Super Late Models. And first on tap was modified action, and right from the drop of the green flag, it was the 3L of Jeff Lika, the driver out of Illinois, jumping out into the race lead, and he certainly had a handle on the field on this day. Later, though, Randall Sweeney in the 24 loses a right front wheel, gets into the outside wall. Nick Catter-Henry gets involved as well. They were done for the day. After the restart, Lika continued his way at the front of the field in the 3L. The 49 of Brian Ruhlman, however, would work his way up into the runner-up spot, trying to chase down Lika in the final stages. but Lika had this one all to himself, winning the Eldora Speedway UMP National Championships at the Big E.
The guys gave me a good race car. We worked all week on it, and man, I can't say enough to them. And I gotta say thanks to Jeep. He helped me work on a front shock, and I'll tell you, you know, guys like Denny Schwartz and Jeep, them guys help me, and we go fast. But I gotta thank Polish Engines, everybody on my race car you see, I gotta thank, and Bob Pierce Race Cars. But it all comes back down to the work in the garage and the guys.
Ruhlman would go on to take the runner-up spot ahead of Dean Hoffman, Bobby Kitchen, and Brian Barber. The UMP National Championship standings sees Mike Harrison grabbing the championship after 37 weeks of racing over Michael Long and Nick Allen. With the UMP Modifieds in the books, it was time for the super late models at the UMP National Championships at Eldora Speedway. And once again, it was the driver from the outside of row number 1 getting the early advantage. This time, it was the 55 of Jeep Van Wormer. And Jeep would lead the field right from the green, but here touches the wall out of corner number 4. That opens the door for the 3 of Brian Shirley down the front straightaway. But Van Wormer too strong on the outside. He would pull back into the race lead. Shirley once again trying the bottom in lap traffic. As Shirley pulls to the low side, that leaves the door wide open on the cushion for Frankie Heckennash Jr. in the 99 as he barely squeezes by the 3 machine down the back straightaway to move into the runner-up spot. Heckennash from there would dog your race leader, Jeep Van Wormer, as they would continually bang around the outside of the speedway. A caution for Scott James in corner number 4 would give Heckennash one more chance on the back bumper, but it would not matter. Jeep Van Wormer too good on this day as he would streak across the line to pick up the UMP National Championship win at Eldora Speedway. Heckennash would hang on for that runner-up spot ahead of Jason Fager, Kevin Cole, and your UMP National Champion, Ryan Unzicker in car number 24. Unzicker, after 37 weeks of racing, takes the Super Late Model Championship over Rusty Schlenk and John Henry. We'll be back with more next, right here on 4 Wide Weekly.
Dirt racing's most celebrated stars. An electrifying atmosphere. Glory-filled heroics. A spectacle unlike any other. It's the World of Outlaws World Finals. All dirt roads lead to Charlotte as the World of Outlaws sprint cars, late models, and super dirt big block modifieds converge for one mind-blowing weekend. 3-day reserve seat packages, including your free pit pass, are on sale now at CharlotteMotorspeedway.com. November 3rd, 4th, and 5th. The Dirt Track at Charlotte.
Welcome back to this week's edition of 4 Wide Weekly. Once again, in this week's 4Wide.TV Power Rankings, Jason Meyers leads the way after picking up his 5th consecutive series win at Fremont Speedway. Josh Richards, Billy Decker, Rick Eckert, and Danny Johnson are the top 5 for the week. Looking at the overall standings for the 4Wide Driver of the Year, and Meyers again leads in that ranking as well. He has a 22-point advantage over 9-time World of Outlaws feature winner this season, Josh Richards. Matt Shepard, Donnie Schatz, and now Billy Decker are your top 5. Be sure to tune in to next week's edition of 4 Wide Weekly as we bring you all the highlights from the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series and Casey Kane's Sage Fruit Showdown from the Talladega Short Track.